In the Northeast State, it is a championship-type matchup between East Noble and New Haven. That game will be played at John Young Stadium, and this, in many ways, will determine who wins the conference. These are teams number 1 and 2 in the conference standings. East Noble 5-0, New Haven 4-1. How do you see this one playing out in terms of it's at New Haven, so I think that certainly is beneficial, but East Noble on paper comes in definitely as the team to beat in this conference.
Got the big win last week over Columbia City and took care of business at home. Now they get to go on the road to try to clinch this conference. And Bailey Parker has really looked tremendous the last 4 or 5 weeks through 3 interceptions through the second week 2, 4 interceptions through the first 2 weeks of the season. Hadn't thrown one since. And he has added a run dimension too. He's a threat with his legs. He's kind of like Andrew McCormick light. I'm sure East Noble's tired of hearing about Andrew McCormick, Bailey Parker comparisons, but you can see it a little bit more. And that's a good thing. Yeah. And as Bailey Parker continues to get more comfortable, has a frame that he's going to grow into as a junior and then into a senior, he's going to be definitely a great player for them.
Bailey Parker's he's my Griffin Little of the Northeast State, where you're at the beginning of the season, it's like you never needed to know who the backup quarterback was at East Noble because you knew Andrew McCormick had it under wraps for 3 seasons. Yeah. And he certainly burst onto the scene. New Haven has been a little bit up and down. Unpredictable, I guess, is the word. You kind of don't know what you're going to get every Friday night. But Kentrell Thomas makes plays. Tim Jordan's got a lot of snaps, a lot of experience at the quarterback position. The one thing that concerns me is that it seems like they play to the level of their competition and do enough to win. On one hand, that's great. On the other hand, you can't fall behind early against a team like East Noble, and they can grind it out with Parker and Harshberger and all those guys.
Yeah, I think that's the key is New Haven staying in the game early, making some plays, maybe getting an early touchdown, and really feeding off that momentum at home. They need to do that to be able to stay up with East Noble. But then you add Hayden Jones as another weapon for East Noble the last couple of weeks, and all of a sudden Bailey Parker has several guys to throw to and hand off to. So offensively, the weaponry is there for East Noble. I think it's going to be up to that New Haven defense to get enough stops to win this one.
You also have Leo at Columbia City in what is East Noble New Haven Light.
Yes.
Use like the parlance of our times.
For sure. Parlance of our times.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Norwell at Huntington North and Belmont at DeKalb. With Leo Columbia City, Columbia City is entering the tough part of that schedule. But no matter how many wins they have at the end of the season, I think you will have to agree that Brett Fox has made tremendous progress, I think, this year and has set up this team to be successful going forward, too.
You know, a year ago they were 4-1 entering that week 6, 7, 8 stretch, and they got routed all 3 games last year. This year, similar position. They were 3-2, go in and they beat New Haven. They hung tough last week against East Noble. And all of a sudden, you're looking at a very winnable game at home against Leo this week. So, yeah, tremendous strides by that program. Greg Bolt has a freshman quarterback coming in, has made some plays for them, and really, maturity-wise, has been the guy to count on despite being only a 9th grader. So, yeah, definitely things looking up for Columbia City.